So I think it's really helpful if companies make clear their policies about vaping in the workplaces so that it gives employees that empowerment to speak up if they need to or to report if they need to.
Our question was sent in by listener Stefan. I'm stuck next to a colleague who vapes at his desk. He exhales the smoke away from me, but I still feel like it affects my breathing. When I told him about it, he insisted that the smoke is senseless. Well, many of my colleagues and even my manager vape. So they act like this is normal. My company has a strict policy on this, but I don't want to be the whistleblower because it might make them lose their jobs. What should I do? So this is a very, very relevant conversation that we should be having now, because we recently had, a new law that was put in place that vapes will be treated as drugs.
I think there's never a better time to revisit this, especially if you are in the workplace and you see people around you vaping. I think this is a question that's on everybody's mind. Like, what should I do?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think just hearing what Stefan said, the reasons given to him about how the colleagues are justifying the vaping is that it's scentless. That means there's no smell.
There's no smell to it. Mm-hmm.
But it's not the smell, right? It's the health concerns. I think that's there. I can imagine Stefan becoming more and more paranoid as he sees the smoke.
Because he's not sure, right? I mean, and it's not that he's not sure. He probably knows as well. The science is telling him that, it's likely to affect his health.
Yes, I think given the recent developments in how Singapore is going to treat vaping, I think this is something that all workers, would probably need to start to voice out. But how do you voice out in a way where it's still seen as harmonious and also collaborative?
Yeah, because I think that's the tricky part where Stefan is feeling he doesn't want to be the whistleblower and have our relationship or our friendship suffer.
I think MOM, they have also advised companies to set policies. So I think it's really helpful if companies make clear their policies about vaping in the workplaces so that it gives employees that empowerment to speak up if they need to or to report if they need to. All right, and also help the vapers to give them more reason to stop this unhealthy habit.
Well, we're assuming that the vapers want to stop, right? But also, I think that, you can have HR policies for sure. And I think that that's the easy thing to do. But if I put myself in Stefan's shoes, it's really not easy to tell a friend, a colleague who's a friend, to say, look, I rather you don't vape in front of me because you're so close to that person might say, oh, okay, it's nothing. Or like they try and, vape before you step into the room, right?
Okay.
Because they know you feel uncomfortable. Again, like Stefan, I'm wondering, how do you have this conversation with your friend?
So I kind of spoken to a vape user before and I got some tips from a vape user. So I think the important thing here is to communicate and express concern. Right, I think making use of the recent developments to open a conversation about how they feel about this situation, this ruling about the vaping, and whether are they concerned about their health. Right? Yeah. So I think coming first across as your concern for their health, because sometimes we don't know what we are vaping at all. Then the second thing, of course, if you sense there's receptivity, then maybe you can also express your own concern for your own health.
Okay. So start with being concerned about their health first, and then if you feel that they are okay about it, then you can talk about your own health concerns.
Yes, I think it makes a lot of sense when we show concern for our colleagues first. And then after, of course, we express what we are truly concerned for ourselves as well.
Yeah. And I think also if nothing changes, obviously you can report to the Health Sciences Authority because they are looking into it. But again, if they are your friends, we don't want to go there. I mean, if this is somebody you want to try and get out of your team, then maybe you do consider that. But I think the other thing I feel that you can also say is that look, I really value you as a friend, right? Health concerns aside, I really value you as a friend. I really want to continue working with you. And the last thing we want is for you to get caught and then having to face disciplinary measures.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I don't want to be caught in a position where I might have to report you for whatever reason. Or if HR comes down and asks me, can you tell me who has been vaping in your office? I don't want to be put in a position where I have to lie. So appealing to them to see it from your point of view, and then they can decide whether is this something that they still want to continue. If they do, then maybe they don't do it in the office.
If the HR guidebooks do have a clause to say that criminal activity could result in dismissals or suspension from work, this is pretty serious. We seen that crackdown at the CBD, right?
Yeah.
So imagine people at lunchtime vaping, and then after that they get caught. So this could become some serious conversations, all right? So if today you are vaping as well in the workplace, maybe have a spare thought for your colleagues as well. Don't put them in a difficult position. Think about your health and maybe consider stopping now.
Yeah. So, I hope, Stefan, what we've said here gives you maybe some language to approach not just your colleagues, but also your boss as well. See how you can have a chat with them about this. If, like Stefan, you have a work-related question, we're always here, taking it. So do send in to us. We're at cnapodcasts@mediacorp.com.sg. Otherwise, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Me Listen, or YouTube, where a video version of this is at.
I'm Gerald.
And I'm Tiffany. Here's to a healthier and happier workplace.